Now remember I said all fans are not created equal? Well, sometimes they have two parts to this. One you screw up first, and then there's nibs on it, and then you take this little trim and it slides onto that. Well, this is a one-piece trim. So when this gets installed up on the ceiling, there's two screws on the top here. All that is for is to hold this on here. So I'd have to back those screws out a little bit in order to get up where these slides are on both sides here. See right there. And then once I find that, fish around for that, lift it up there, and then twist it on. And then that is going to go over the screw head on here. Okay. Some people do it differently where they've got the screw and you tighten it down. It's got a little nib, a knuckle head on there that has no threads, and then it sticks up exactly the right amount. This one doesn't do that because these are flush. Okay, but I would just unscrew these. I would unscrew these just a little bit, and like I say, they could have done that. They could have done that exactly how you wanted it, but see, they're letting you adjust it in case you have to slightly adjust it for who knows what reason. And that all that screw is for, it doesn't hold anything together there. You just loosen it up a little bit to then get it over that head, and you put it on there, you fish for that, and then you tighten that down, and all you're doing is twisting it on there, and then you don't tighten it. And so next time you get ready to take it down, you have to do it the same way. Okay, so that's why this has to go on. That has to go on before that. Dabbity nabbit. One step further, you can imagine, see this here, it's got a little slot. It's got a little slot right there. This side doesn't. Okay? So what you have to do is you take both you take one screw out. You only have to take one screw out. Don't take both screws out. Take one screw out. Then you can put this in, loosen it up, put it over the head, and get it tight. And once you slide that to where it goes on that one, then you should be able to just put the other one straight up into here. Okay? And it might have the knuckle. It might have the knuckle on here. I'll just have to see. I think it might. Oh yeah, it does. It does have the nut. It does have the little nib, like I was telling you. Okay, the threads only go up to there. Well, it's kind of hard to show you in here, but then there's a little bit of no threads. So once you tighten it down to here, you can only go down so tight, and then it leaves enough of that popped up from there to where you get that trim on there, fish it in there, hold your mouth just right, and then tighten it down. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so that's kind of how that works. Okay, I can leave those set screws in there for the time being. No, actually I think I'm going to take them out, because once I get it up there, then it's going to be hard to reach in there and get those two screws out. You see? Let's see. Maybe I'm not sure now. Okay, I'm going to loosen them up for now. Okay? Because as I remember, it's kind of tricky to do it because there's not much room right here, you know, to get it. Let's see. I'm thinking out loud now. See, you leave that one, slide it over, and then take the other one out. So I only have to take one out. Okay. I'm only going to take one out. And I'm going to leave the other one up. Leave one in there. Okay, so once I have it up there, this is going to be mounted over where the knuckle is, and then I can just line that up after I wire that and stuff. Okay, I'm just thinking out loud here. Okay, so I've got to put this knuckle thing back on, and see, I got that little trim piece on there. Man, you're getting the full Monty now. Now I put that on there like that. See? Now, now I put the knuckle, I call it. I don't know what else you call it. What else would you call this top thing? That's just what I call it. Okay, I'm going to put that on there. I'm just going to slide that down. Let's see where okay, see this thing has those two notches, one there and one there for this pin. And so if I wanted to slide it around, it could go on this side, you know, and then this screw is over here, but because it had that little set mark over there, I'm going to do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to refish that through there, let it stick out a little bit on both sides, and it fits right in between there. And I tighten this back up, looking to see where that little mark is. Okay, take my standard screwdriver. I could just get it just a hair tighter. Okay, and that's it. You see there? Okay, that's all ready to go. Okay, so now I'm going to go up to the ceiling and mount this. Okay. Okay. You see how they make this mounting with this groove, with that slot there? Well, that's designed so that this here can slip in through that notch, okay? Right in through there, okay? And so when I put that up there, I have to kind of keep that in mind so I know about where to put the existing wires up there. And whenever you get a mounting box, make sure it comes with the mounting screws, because with most ceiling fans, for some reason, they don't give you any mounting screws for this. And that's something. And 2 mounting screws are those. And so, see, when I hold this up there, I can either put it that direction, or I can flip it around and put it that direction. Now see where the knuckle fits right there, it would either fit to the left, or if I put it this way, I'd have to fit it into the right. And I might have to think about that, right? Because I'm right-handed, and I'll have to figure out how to lift this thing up here the easiest way for me to do it, so I don't have to backhand it to get up in there. So I'll have to think about that for a second. Okay, and then make sure I don't get my wires. I don't want my wires coming through this notched area. That has to be left open wide. And the funny thing, when I was reading it, they said all the wires for your grounding should be on one side and all your other wires should be on the other side. And maybe for interference or something. So I'll have to look at that diagram again, meaning the neutral, the white wire and the ground wire should be on one side and the black wire should be on the other side. And I've never really thought about that before. I've just wired it up however it comes. Ground wires on one side, white, black, blue on the other side. I'll look at that for a second and decide how I want to get that mounted up there, okay? And the key to that is you want to mount that up there nice and secure, because that's the other thing. If your box is not tight, let's say it's not flush with your drywall, and let's say it's inset a little bit, and let's say you tighten this up and these prongs happen to fit on the drywall or something, and then you put your screws in, where your screws are only sucking that up tight to the drywall. So if it's something like that, you got to make sure you really crank down on it, because if you just get it snug, after a while it could loosen up a little bit, and your bracket assembly is not actually tight to the box. You see what I mean? And so if your ceiling fan were to ever wobble, is it always because this knuckle gets loose? No, the knuckle could be tight. This whole mounting bracket could be sloppy, and it might be because it needs to be tightened up there a little bit more. Could be all kinds of things. It could be the set screws loosened up, and this thing is loose at the bottom, so you'd have to tighten up those set screws. It might be because your fan blades got loose. You have to tighten up your fan blades. So I go through all kinds of stuff on figuring out how to fix a ceiling fan wobble and stuff. Okay, so now enough of that. I'm going to get up there and figure out exactly how I want to mount that.